Hey, Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here. Hope you're having a great day. I just realized I don't have my microphone on, and you know what? Last time I plugged it in, it didn't work. So I wonder if I should sign off and then come back on. Let me know if you're tuning in live and if you can hear me okay. All right, so sounds like people can hear me okay. I will close the window behind me just for the cars driving by. So I'm so pleased that you can join me today. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, Spiritual Biz Entrepreneur, Shaman, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. I'm so glad that you can join me today. Doing collective gemstone readings is one of my favorite things to do. So let's get busy, open up some sacred space, and see what the Gnome King's gemstones have to report about the collective, complementing it with a oracle card from the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective oracle deck, soon to be published. I'm super excited. I keep looking down because I got myself a nice cloth to do my gemstone readings on. I think this is going to be the official one. Let me know if you like it. If you've got your candle lit, incense ready to rock and roll, you can light all that up now. If you haven't already, run and grab it. And if you don't have those supplies, don't worry, because everything I do is on behalf of the collective. So let's get started. Starting with the south, and the south is this way for me. Great winds of the south, snake, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed what we no longer need. Help us to shed our skin the way we shed our past. Be with us, great serpent. Aho. Great winds of the west, jaguar, mother jaguar, sister jaguar, otorongo. Be with us, great jaguar. I used to be so terrified of you, only to realize I was terrified of myself. And recently I learned about getting the jaguar spooks, and now I'm able to relate fully to this full disclosure. Be with us, great jaguar, helping us to walk beyond death through the darkest places, knowing that the darkest places often are the safest places. Just like any hurricane, can't get to the corners. The rainbow jaguar, you are the rainbow bridge, the homos luminous. We are consciously evolving to be. Thank you, great jaguar, for helping us to transform and transcend. Aho! Great winds of the north. Hummingbird, thank you, Hummingbird. Be with us. Sir Kenzie, my nickname for you. Reminding us that even the smallest person can make the biggest difference. It is totally not a cliche. Hummingbird, we thank you for teaching us to drink only the finest nectar, for we are the finest nectar. We're the beauty in the greater beauty prayer. We're the life and the death in the greater life-death life cycle we all belong to. On a scientific level, hummingbirds are not meant to take any flight, and every year they defy science and all odds by flying from Canada to Brazil. Seriously, these little hummingbirds. Hummingbird, thank you for role modeling to us the hero's journey. We aspire to be like you, learning that taking the flight is the only way to develop our wings. Aho. Great winds of the east, eagle condor. Eagle condor, be with us. Thank you, Eagle Condor, for helping us to weave between the details and the greater themes. Life, the hero's journey, is about getting to those greater themes. And we learn through the hero's journey that those greater themes are only available to us through the details. The details can seemingly be inconsequential, and yet we learn the details are very much important because that's all part of our programming. Eagle Condor, help us to see that bird's eye view, our hopes and dreams, the images and sensations that we hold, all of our intentions. May you help us to make that quantum leap so the energy can transform our intentions into our reality. No different than a magnet organizing iron filings. Aho. Pachamama, Mother Earth, biological one known as Gina, one of your children calls to you, all of your children, the 2-legged, the 4-legged, the 6-legged, the 8-legged, the 100-legged, the no-legged, those who have hair, those who are hairless, those with fur, the stoned people, the plant people, those with fins, those with feathers, all of your children, all of our relations to you, Mother Earth, Pachamama. You're the mother who's always there for us. You're the mother who will never leave us. You were there before us, and you'll continue to be there after us. Thank you, Great Mother, for composing and decomposing us. Every piece of stardust that makes up my body, part of the greater conscious evolution. May we be better stewards of the land, that land reflective of my own body and sovereignty. Oh. Father, Son, Grandmother Moon, Star Nations, we call to you those with names, those who are nameless, those who take on forms, those who are formless. Be with us, Star Nations, in harmony, helping us to bridge our lineages and ways of knowing, helping us to move forward in our consciousness evolution. Holy Luminous, making our strides. The biological ones can never be equated to any artificial intelligence. Be with us, Father, Son, as we penetrate ideas through the warmth and glory of Mother Earth. Be with us, Grandmother Moon, arguably your spaceship, among many other things. Title locked with us, our nicknames and metaphors, working together with you in the greater cosmos that we all belong to, bringing us closer together, helping us to find harmony in this garden. Aho. I also want to give thanks, praise, and acknowledgement to my guides, Polaris, Amanda, Toby, the goddess Bridget, the wise and well whale and orca elders, the Morrigan, and all who are represented in the Gnome King's gemstones. I especially want to take today to thank my new mentors at the Four Winds. I'm really delighting in the Energy Medicine Practitioners Program, and I'm ecstatic to soon be offering safe soul retrieval, safe illuminations, and safe extractions, all in alignment with my greater purpose, better known as an exorcist. And for those of you who are not aware with exorcism, it's totally not like in the movies. Most exorcisms are to be thought of as extractions, and those extractions typically are loved ones who are attached to us who have not had the opportunity to die consciously. They didn't die saying, I love you, I forgive you. They didn't die feeling settled. They didn't die with a satisfied mind. And so when they do die, they either are not aware or they're clinging to people for all kinds of reasons. And it is my absolute pleasure to formally be stepping into my matrix and my mission as a shaman. Shaman Gina, something in my dream journal that I've been writing in about for a number of years now. And it's all coming into fruition. And so a special thank you. It's 2025 and all of my manifestations. Thank you. Thank you, Eagle Condor, again, for helping to magnetize and siphon and file. It came with a lot of sacrifices. Aho. Thank you all. Now I'm going to open up my Veda Kocha, reaching up into, it's not technically the 8th chakra, but it's up there, the Viracocha. I'm connecting my breath to the ecosphere, setting intention. golden light coming down, cascading down, feeling the shift into timelessness, into sacred space. Now, I'm casting my Viracocha, extending it onto you, those who would like to receive it. Breath is connecting with the ecosphere around me, one and the same. Okay, here it comes. Yes! Feel the gold light of my Viracocha, sacred space extended right onto you, down, 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 letting it fall all around you. Glorious golden light. Ooh, okay. So, why am I wearing a hat? Well, you know what? I like wearing hats. Why am I wearing gloves? Well, you know what? I like being fancy sometimes. But for what it's worth, those of you who know me and those of you who are getting to know me, I have a sensitive body. My skin is very sensitive, and I do have days where my head, my hands, my feet, they're just pouring out with energy. And so I find these help. And it's kind of weird because you would think that wearing gloves and a hat or socks and shoes would like restrict my energy, which it does, but I'm working with the belief that it's redirecting my energy because I'm working on my voice chakra. It is scarred, and I'm convinced it's healing. And so I'm working with a biology of belief. Let me know about you and how you, your own biology of belief and hero's journey is unfolding. That when I'm breathing in and out, it's a form of healing, and all the energy is concentrated and coming out of my feet or my mouth is my focus. So okay, let's get to the gemstone reading. So nobody is tuning in live, so I will wait to I won't wait to place this. I'm going to mix it in. This is going to represent the heart. And you can't see me, but I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to keep, okay, my eyes are opened. I just set up my light, and so it's imposing on my space here. I don't think I could have enough room. Those of you who know me know I like a big kitchen table to do any kind of work on. Okay, I'm going to hold this so it doesn't roll away, but I will be adding it to the mix. All right, my eyes are closed. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, tap, tap, tap. Duality is where it's at. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Hop, hop, hop. The duality never stops. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Be. The only thing to be certain of is my uncertainty. Coil, recoil, loosen the soil. Coil, recoil, what are your morals? Coil, recoil, the truth does not spoil. North is south, east is west. 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 I'll tell you how to serve the universe best. My eyes are still closed. My eyes are still closed. I get the sense, I don't know, is that big clear crystal quartz over here? I feel like it's over here. Okay, my eyes are opened. No more mixing up the gemstones. Let's see what the gemstones have to say today. So, this is north, if you're wondering. Okay, let's have a look here. Make sure that you can see it. Okay, awesome. Nope, not awesome. There, awesome. These are the last ones. Okay. Yeah, okay. Want to make sure it's in view. Whew, just enough space. All right, so there's no gemstones in the middle. However, this one here, if you notice, representing the warrior goddesses, it's not in the middle, but it's not part of the circle exactly. I feel like actually it is part of the circle. This one is not part of the circle. So what's going on with this one? This one represents the masculines in our lives. The masculines that are chivalrous. They're warriors just like the females, except this one is focused on females and that one is focused on males. And so some of us dragon dreamers, you might be feeling an external masculine presence that is just taking a step back, letting you do your own thing, minding your own business. But they are there, kind of like that angel on your shoulder. If you're feeling alone, you might feel like somebody's walking around with you. That's this guy right here. And you right now are in warrior mode. And even if you're a masculine, you're like the female warrior in the sense that even though you're a warrior's male, female, it doesn't matter. Female warriors, they have, extra things that they need to be mindful about, things like their menstruational cycles, things like if they have children. So even if you're a masculine and you're listening to this applies to you because it just means that right now you might be feeling overwhelmed because you have a lot on your plate and it's like you're fighting and fighting and fighting. Parallel and reflective akin to a mother who just can't check off her to-do list. You just can't keep up. Something is always happening. So how are you supposed to take your hero's journey and navigate these waters and be the warrior that you are when you keep having domestic duties, things that represent and are associated with feminism, just day in, day out, bringing it to today's 2025 perspective, things like doing laundry. Maybe you're struggling with the bus schedule. You don't have a man in your life to pick you up and give you a ride. So again, even if you're a male, it's like these traditional female themes are at play. And that's very interesting because, a lot of single fathers out there, divorce very much intensified. A lot of fathers are having to step into the role of mother, and there really is no such thing as a mother role or a father role. Those are illusions that society has designated. Girls wear pink, boys wear blue, for example. But traditional roles are coming to mind. And what's interesting, I'll just bring this back down here. There we go. This was over here somewhere. This is also in the South. And snake is not here. Where is snake? Snake's over here. Okay, I get it. So these like domestic duties and taking care of children, um, having to take the bus or whatever it is, you don't have somebody to lean on. And traditionally, the man would be the masculine is the person you can lean on. But for you, that masculine man is a formless folk. So, for example, when you're feeling overwhelmed taking care of children, or you're overwhelmed because you got to do the dishes, like maybe you're not even doing your dishes at home. Maybe you work in a restaurant and you're doing the dishes at the restaurant all the time. Maybe you're a childcare provider. It's not even your own children, but all of these things, it sure would be nice to have a masculine around, and that masculine simply is not there. So that masculine is there in the form of a ghosty, if you will. So you can say prayers to connect. And the good news is that um, this new moon gemstone reading, it's a few days, give or take, before the actual official new moon. And so I'll just bring it down again here. Snake is just letting us know, like, hey, you know what? I get it. You're overwhelmed and we're shedding this skin. And snake is not up here. Snake was down here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but snake was down here somewhere, indicating that this is going to be like, this new moon is going to be a nice, slow kind of tucking in your thoughts, letting go of thoughts, and just shedding that skin, having a cry. It's okay to be overwhelmed, and acknowledging that crying and being angry, being frustrated is part of healing. And the reason I say that is because right here, and the dirty spot is, it was being highlighted. Um, this here is the mental plane. So the mental plane is going to be digesting and letting go, which is really good. So if you've got some things to do today, like, the next few days, check off your list, because when the new moon is in effect, and for a lot of dragon dreamers, it's already in effect. It doesn't matter if it's the actual official time and day or not. So some of you are feeling this now. The mental plane and snake, they're out of alignment. However, they are making their way to alignment. So that's good. The focus, I'm noticing right here, Polaris's horns, who's in the middle? The wise and well whale and orca elders. And so there's a focus on loving support, the mental plane, the skin that you're going to be shedding. You're not going to be alone. Now, physically, you might be alone, but spiritually, you are being reassured. You've got a whole entire pod here. So if you just feel like crying into your pillow, you can imagine the wise and well whale and orca elders in the bed with you, hugging you, holding you, having dreams with you. Even if you don't think that what you have to cry about is important, maybe you think it's stupid, who cares? You just let it out. Myself personally, I used to have a really hard time crying, and then it was like dysregulated crying. And then even now when I'm crying, it's more crying spells. I don't just cry for like hours on end. It just comes and I feel overwhelmed and I let it out, and then it's over. And so no, there's different stages of crying. There's different stages of healing. And this is very positive. So don't think for a second that, oh great, now I'm going to be spending the new moon depressed. Like that's not what this means at all. This is just cycling. And you know what, like the new moon is all about the darkness, right? Weaving your wisdom in the dark. And the snake skin that you shed always provides fertile soil, rich and sweet, for the next skin that's going to grow. So the good news too is that the mental plane and snake are not stuck. They weren't over here. They were over here. So they're not in the stuck zone.
So you might be a minority dreamer where you're in the stuck zone. Let us know in the comments. This is a collective reading. So I'm feeling a sense of relief personally because this time of year, a lot of us, especially June, that 6-month mark where the year is half over, and now the sea turtle back in the spring taking its journey, and now it's late August and that journey, it's still going, but time is an illusion, but not to the biological ones. The biological ones are the keepers of time, right? We own time. Well, the shamans do. And there's much to be said about that, but I'm personally feeling more empowered about time and how time works and things like consciousness and longevity and just this greater cycling that we all belong to. But anyways, I would really love to hear your comments, even in years from now, if you receive this gemstone reading, even if it's a full moon and you receive this gemstone reading in 40 years from now, please let me know how it applies to you in the comments. Let's keep digging here. So I always do what stands out first, and that's what stood out first. So what else is going on here? Where's the other power animals, eagle, condor, and jaguar? Well, snake, the opposite of snake would be hummingbird. So let's look for hummingbird. Are you hiding here, hummingbird? Yes, you are. No, you're not. Where's hummingbird? Hummingbird, are you still in my sock, I wonder? Did I drop you? Where is hummingbird? Hummingbird, I keep my gemstones in this sock. I don't see hummingbird. Hummingbird is taking a flight. I wonder, I took a picture earlier. Well, that is odd. One time I was doing, well, not one time, but sometimes when I do gemstone readings, they get kind of tossed around. So eagle, condor, when a gemstone is just missing like that, I see it as they don't have a message for us, and that's okay. They're not a focus. It's okay. There might be a new gemstone that will replace that eagle, condor. Maybe I'll go for a walk, or maybe I'll find it and it'll be beside something where I need to do some reflecting on whatever it's beside. So let me know if that happens to you. Maybe you do tarot readings or you do tea leaf readings and one of your supplies is not there. What do you do? What does it mean? Love to know in the comments. So let's keep going. Okay, so we did snake, hummingbird. We don't know where you are. Jaguar is up here, and that's interesting. And so is eagle, condor, and hummingbird is missing. Eagle, condor should be over here, and jaguar should be here. So up here, eagle, condor is on the right side, jaguar is on the left side. So it's kind of like they knew hummingbird is missing. So they're going to fill in for hummingbird today. So your perspective, eagle, condor, is saying, hey, look, you need to hold yourself in a higher light. You really need to emphasize the hummingbird within yourself. And jaguar is saying, when it comes to hummingbird and crossing the rainbow bridge, all you take with you are your high quality items. And so when these two come together, usually they're in the east or the west, but they're coming together in the north. The north wind, the strongest wind. And a little hummingbird can get thrown off course easily by a big bird like an eagle, or metaphorically by jaguars, or just the wind and the commotion. And so we're being redirected if you will, back over here to the warrior goddess, because it seems like all this domestic type thinking and extra responsibilities, we're not giving ourselves credit where credit is due. A lot of us are feeling exhausted. And even though we're going to rest, will we be able to rest holding ourselves in the highest light? Will we be able to gain perspective about next steps for this fall? Can we gain perspective to transform and transcend the first half of the year and where we might be with our plans? Hummingbird energy coming through Eagle, Condor, and Jaguar, very powerful. And what's also very interesting is the clear crystal quartz made its way up here, which is representative of the heart. And the heart should be in the center somewhere, and it's way up here. The heart is amped up. Things that bring us joy and bliss and excitement. We're a little bit distracted right now with those things because we need to remember that we bring joy and bliss and excitement. We're phenomenal. We're amazing. We have so many wonderful things about us, and we're not even focusing on that. We're focusing on other things. And the heart, yes, it's experiencing joy, so seemingly this is a good thing, but the heart is not in right relationship with the self. And very strong feelings are coming to me right now about low self-esteem, and that's getting linked over here back to the warrior goddess and domestic duty type things. And so now it's becoming very clear to me. So even if you're a masculine, okay, like anorexia, for example, and bulimia, males, including boys, small children, actually can get anorexia and bulimia, but we tend to associate it as a female disorder. It's both, right? And so typically females are struggling, feeling like they're maybe too skinny and they look sickly. Some women, they're just straight up overweight. Some women, they are struggling with false inhibiting beliefs because they don't even eat a lot of food. They eat the same diet as their family, and nobody else has a weight problem. There's an emphasis that a lot of males are being cut short and not holding themselves in a high light. Why? Because there's a lot of masculines out there who are feeling unattractive, feeling like a loser, feeling fat, feeling ugly. But you tell yourself, well, I'm a masculine, these are girl problems. These are women problems. There's a lot of masculines out there. Their armpit hair, it's stinky, so they shave it. There's a lot of men out there, the hair on their chest, that doesn't bother them too much, but things like hair in the growing area, it can get on the stinky side, for example, just because the hair is holding the odor, right? And so a lot of men have low self-esteem because not a lot of men, but men in this example that I'm using, they would feel self-conscious about this, and they don't make the connection that it's okay to do something like get hair electrolysis, or they don't want to shave their armpits because then it's bald, and they think that it looks funny because they have a hairy chest and hairy legs, but they don't have hairy armpits. And it's just like, you know what? Like the masculines out there in particular are not holding themselves in the highest light. Females too, but the masculine dragon dreamers that are out there in particular are really feeling the I'm fat, I'm ugly, nobody's going to want to lean in and kiss me because, I have to shave my face so often, the shaver burn or something like that. Or maybe, you're starting to get more gray hair and you just are really struggling with that. And these are not unique to females, right? Females go through menopause, right? But men, they have their own version of menopause, and we get really hard on ourselves. So men in particular, you are, all of our hearts are amped up right now, but men in particular, you're distracting yourself. You're doing things that bring you joy and whatnot, so that's good, but then you're not dealing with your feelings. So going back to down here, all that stuff I said earlier about the snake skin coming off, one nice clean tube, that's if you're holding yourself in the highest light. You know, I've been doing a lot of I like studying and learning, and I want to learn everything and take every course out there. So I'm learning about Qi Yang and Qi Gong, and I'm just taking it slow, really slow. And the root chakra, the information in there might be worth it for some of you to just do a Google search and find your own meaning. And that's something I really appreciate about myself. Those of you who don't know me, I will never tell you anything like, oh, the color red, you're thinking about red? Well, that means this, and then just start reiterating everything about the root chakra. No. I'll just, you know what, like you can buy a book on the root chakra. You can do a Google search on the root chakra. You make your own meaning about that. So I encourage you lovingly, just things that are coming to my mind. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but something like, only God can judge a human being, and his judgment is always, I love you. So Qi in, I'll put that in the chat. Come on, gloves. There we go. Qure, Qi in. All right. So just do a search on Qi in and see what comes up. And I'm sure that this will bear meaning for you. And those of you who are part of the Dream Alchemist, this is something that you would incorporate into your dream journaling. So let's just keep going back here. We got a good 20 minutes left, and I want to leave time for any questions or comments and sharing out. All right, so we did the power animals. What else is standing out to me? Polaris, yeah. So the wise and well whale and orca elders were in between. And hummingbird is missing, right? So hummingbird usually creates a triangle with Polaris. And you know what? I didn't even look for that triangle. So on a subconscious level, I must have known that hummingbird wasn't here. Because when Polaris is side by side, it trumps that. So that's interesting. So when you feel alone, remember you're not alone spiritually. Okay. Manus is up here. You being in charge of your story, the author of your Akashic record, is not in alignment. So Dragon Dreamers, you're in charge of your life. Okay. You're in charge. So you hold that image in your mind. You hold the intention, and the universe will help manifest that for you. No different than iron filings being organized by a magnet. And it's possible that Manus is not down here because some of you are so overwhelmed and saturated with low self-esteem that you won't be able to relax. And so Manus is saying, like, you know what? Some of you need to be reminded that you're in charge of writing your own story, but some of you also need to just rest. Like, don't write your story, keep changing it. I mean, like, you want to keep changing it and alchemizing your story, but you don't want to make these huge giant changes all the time, because that's going to cause you stress. You need to have something that comes in increments, a step-by-step process. So some of you might need to take a break from writing your stories. There's a lot of duality in this gemstone reading today. Let's keep going. Your physical plane is off, but the physical plane is coming down, and it's coming down at a medium pace. So if you've got like laundry and physical stuff to do, you might want to get on that so you can rest when you desire to feel rested. And if you've got paperwork to do about your story, goals, you know what, just take care of that. Keep it light and make space to rest. You know, something that's really coming out really strong right now, there's like a cry out for people to work with biological cycles, work with the moon cycle, work with the sun just day by day. If the moon cycle doesn't work for you, you know, the first day of the month to the last day of the month, let me know in the comments what works for you. But there needs to be some kind of beginning and end. So you need, some of you are not actually checking in with yourselves. Like you're doing your homework, you're manifesting, you're setting your goals, you're alchemizing things, but then you're not like setting a due date. And setting a due date is very healthy. I know time is an illusion, but not for us biologicals. And when you put a timestamp on something, the mind doesn't understand what that means. It's just a way for the conscious mind to put things in a shoebox. So when you're talking about a time or date, the mind knows which shoebox you're talking about. So when you keep changing your goals drastically and you don't have a due date, then those shoe boxes, they start pouring into each other. They start getting switched around and mixed up. And basically you end up putting in all of this work, time, effort, energy. You don't accomplish much and you're tired. And then it's frustrating because you look at people who seemingly are not even putting in any effort and everything is just manifesting happily for them. So let me know how this relates to you, how you're fitting in with these comments. Let's keep going. The committee of the ones who listen, they're listening to your afterthoughts. So like, you know, when you say something but you don't really mean it, they're listening to that, the rest of that, you know. Hi Jason H, good for you to be tuning in. So, you know, like if you go to the restaurant, for example, and you really would prefer to sit in a booth, and you get there and the server is like, hi, you know, welcome to the restaurant, come on in. And before you know it, they sit you down at a table and you didn't even have a chance to ask for a booth. And they're like, is this okay? And you're like, yeah, sure. But then in your head, your inside voice, you're like, oh man, I would have liked to sit at a booth. The committee of the ones who listen, they're hearing those thoughts and they're wondering, why aren't you speaking up? So again, there's back to here, there's this low self-esteem business going on. Why aren't you speaking up? Why are you lacking in confidence? Maybe summer's coming to an end and you've been enjoying a lot of junk food, putting on the pounds. I don't know. Maybe your exercise routine has come off. But if you're just tuning in now, definitely catch the replay because there is an emphasis on low self-esteem. I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm too skinny, I look sickly, maybe my skin is yellow and it looks like I have liver failure when I don't, or something, I don't know. People who smoke, you don't like smoking, you know, like every time you don't even have to smoke. People who smoke, they wake up and your hair stinks like cigarettes just from the night before, right? And you feel self-conscious about this kind of stuff. And this is male and females, males in particular, really feeling it this new moon. So Let's keep going. I really like when the gemstones verify and validate each other, all part of this story medicine. Something else that's sticking out to me are the three sisters here. And usually when they make a big triangle, it's like a good time to be manifesting. But the thing is, um, this triangle is pointing up, and that's representative of um, like a penis, the masculine. If it was this way, creating a triangle, then it would be like the vagina shape. So what this means is that it's not a good time to be manifesting anything new. Just focus on what's already that you've already been working on. And it's just reiterating things that I've already said. So I'm not going to repeat everything, but a strong emphasis on taking this new moon to go over your self-esteem issues. I'm fat, I'm ugly, all of those things you're feeling, especially the men. And things like bulimia, anorexia, that very much applies to men, and it very much applies to children, boys as well. It is not just a girl thing. So I keep saying that because it keeps coming through. So I'm responding to the call. I'm telling you. Okay. So it is a good time to penetrate, if you will, to investigate. So you need to penetrate your own perspective. You need to penetrate your heart. You need to penetrate, why are you distracting yourself with other things that bring you joy, and you're not getting to the root here. Okay. So penetration is at hand. And when I think about my comments over here about a masculine energy presence being around in the spirit world to help you, I think about pollinators, right? Because that's the role of the pollinator. So if there's a deceased, formless folk masculine that you can pray to, if there's a physical masculine in this waking life that's into this kind of stuff that you can go to, ask them to help you poke around your thoughts, like why you might be thinking and feeling these things that you're perhaps been in denial about because, maybe you never thought that you were unattractive before. And now all of a sudden you're just like, you wake up and you see a brown spot on your face and you're like, oh my God, I'm aging. I'm getting freckles. I'm old. I look like a toad. Like those kind of self-esteem comments, those are never helpful. So you need to engage in some talk therapy. Talk therapy is a coping strategy. So recognize if you have a false inhibiting belief and need some mind reprogramming, which I can help you out with. If you have an entity attachment, I can help you with soul retrieval, extractions, illuminations. That's really the emphasis today. I still need to pull a card, but I just want to take a moment and go through. I like to go through all the gemstones. So that one has not identified itself, neither. This one is the child. And this one is the adults in our lives, our families, could be cousins too, but they are part of the distraction right now. So maybe there's like a family reunion going on, whether it's your literal family, or Star Nation family, work family. The school year starting up, it could be alluding to that. You would have to let me know, Dragon Dreamers, how that applies to you. But there is excitement and joy in your life, for what it's worth. Just be careful that's not distracting you, because healthy things, you know what can heal you can kill you. And what can kill you can absolutely heal you. So now we have to get into a conversation about balance and duality, and for what it's worth, like, again, like if I was having a big birthday party, that might seem like a really joyful thing. Everybody come on over, party at Gina's, right? Food, drink, everything, lots of abundance, music. Maybe I'll hire a live band or something like that. But what about if I actually have low self-esteem and I'm feeling fat and ugly and unattractive and I'm not eating right because I'm developing anorexia lifestyle habits? Like, now I'm going to have somebody else is going to have a birthday party. So I'm not going to deal with my emotions. I'm just going to keep partying. And even though I'm not, doing hard drugs or anything, I'm distracting. Something else that is, a real problem, people exercise and they go for walks. I mean, it's a great thing to do, right? Brings you a lot of joy. A lot of people are part of a running club. You have your running club community family that you hang out with and whatnot. This is very positive. But the thing is, when you're having negative thoughts as a coping strategy, you're like, I'm a runner. I'm calling up my running community because they're doing that on Saturday and I want to be a part of that. So up and off I go. Okay, great. But then you're always doing that. Now you need to go for 2 runs that day. Now you need to go to more activities. Seemingly you're doing healthy things. Running is good for you, but you never get that talk therapy and you never get that introspection and you don't get that penetration. So there's you, the first person perspective, and then there's that third person, the conscious observer. So you need to look at you from a third point of view to penetrate that lens. There's a lot of sexual metaphors in nature, so we're being encouraged to penetrate, to poke around and investigate. But no fertilizing. That's not fertilize all you want. It's not going to work this round because you've already got too much stuff to go through. And Jason is commenting that he's liking the new cloth. Thank you, Jason. I think this is going to work out nicely for my gemstone readings and party with the dog monkey folk. Is that what you're going to do, Jason? Party it up with the dog monkey folk? Let's just look here. I don't know, Jason, if you're getting to know my gemstones, let me know in the comments. I tend to, kind of teach it as I'm doing it. But this one here represents the dog monkey folk. And the how is not flipped. It's down. So the dog monkey folk, they're not helping you out with the how because they're saying that you know how. And how is to move from here. So you can have your party. You can party with the dog monkey folk. But you know what? Dog monkey folk, your physical plane, the mental plane that we talked about, that's going to be dropping with snake. And all of this here, dropping into a focus with the wise and well whale and orca elders. Now, what's special about the wise and well whale and orca elders is they harmonize your song. So even if it's a really sad, shitty song, they'll harmonize it. So you just cry to them about whatever it is you're dealing with. And I'm noticing it's already 11:53. So I still got to pull another card and close sacred space and do fire ceremony. But that's pretty much all I have to report. The other gemstones aren't saying anything. They're just reinforcing things that I already said. Sea turtles up there, not time to go on a journey. The squid folk are here. They're not even looking at us. So that doesn't even apply. Not identified. And Toby is uprooted. So that is only reinforcing not to be planting new hopes and dreams. Just shed. I'm picking a card. And my thumb is really wanting to choose, but I got to use my other fingers to help me. My thumb representative of free will. So I like that. Free will is telling us. We just pulled this one during the full moon. It was over here and then I added it back to my little baggie here. Can you see this okay? Shortage and it's crossed out, failure to fill. This card is very powerful. There's a magnifying glass, like the little detective symbol. You got to do detective work. This card is reinforcing everything that I said. Which, thank you, Dragon Dreams Oracle, because we're a little bit short on time right now. And so if I had to summarize everything, this is summarizing it. Tell it like it is. If you're anorexic, you need to tell it like it is and start working on that. If you're male and you're anorexic, you need to own it. You really do. If you're male and you're overwhelmed with childcare and female domestic duty type stuff, that's in your face this new moon. Females too, but males in particular really feeling it. So on that note, let's do some fire ceremony. Something that you'd like to let go. I usually share, but I'm not going to share. I want you to. Rosie in the background. Rose Quartz Rosie. Anything that you want to let go. And if anybody wanted to let go of negative feelings like you're not good enough, like things aren't available to you, like there's something wrong or different about you, like you're anorexic, like you're bulimic, maybe you're afraid to eat because you don't want to get fat, it's going to go straight to your thighs type feelings of you're ugly, you're getting old, nobody wants to marry you, who's going to want to kiss you, all those negative feelings, all of them into this arrow, death arrow. Letting those go. And anything else the Dragon Dreamers would like to let go. This one here representing gratitude. I'm really thankful. I'm not sharing my personal. I almost did. But anything that the Dragon Dreamers are thankful for perhaps this gemstone reading bringing difficult things to attention, especially anorexia that keeps coming up. Anorexia keeps coming up, and males. So being thankful, even though these kind of gemstone readings might not resonate with us because we don't want to hear it, it's good owl medicine. The truth might hurt. You might think I don't have a problem with anorexia. Maybe after listening to this gemstone reading and considering your self-esteem and food you eat. Anything else you're grateful for? All right, I've got my little can here, and I'll just tilt it. This is the one letting go right into the fire, the death arrow. So far, have not burned my glove. Letting go. And it's out. This one, things that we were grateful for. I don't have long nails. These gloves have this extra space for long nails. Grateful for this space, even though I don't need it. This one in honor of all the things Dragon Dreamers are thankful for. All right, mine is out. If yours is not out, just let it burn. Drop it in your can, drop it in water. Make sure you're not burning your hands, but don't blow it out. Let it naturally go out. I want to thank you so much, Dragon Dreamers, for joining me today. It was really nice to spend time with you. And I just can't believe this card got pulled again, right? Thank you, Jason, for the compliment. This hat, I just love it. And Jason says, also, I haven't been able to reach Dan in a while. If you talk to him, say hi. Okay, I'll say hi to Dan for you. He's got a different name. I forget now. Stan. I forget. But he's got a different name that he uses. So maybe you've seen him on social media. So anyways, let me know in the comments how you resonate with this gemstone reading. Even if you receive this gemstone reading in 500 years from now, and it's not even the new moon, let me know how it resonates with you, because I have a strong belief that when you hear it, that's when you're supposed to hear it. So shortage, failure to fill, telling it like it is. Just going to pick up those golden foils of light around you, that sacred space. It only stays open for so long anyways. Okay, so it's coming back to me. Back to me. Okay, sacred space closing up, and now my own Witta Kocha here, grabbing those golden foils. Let me know if you can feel it. I always feel like this wave kind of going up. And into the heart space. Thank you so much, Snake, for helping us to shed our skins. Jaguar, thank you for helping us to transform and transcend. Eagle, Hummingbird. Where are you, Hummingbird? Hopefully I'll find you. Thank you, Hummingbird, for reminding us about our high quality items, to only drink the finest nectar. Thank you, Eagle Condor, for all the perspective that you give us. Thank you, Mother Earth, Pachamama, Star Nations, Father, Sun, Grandmother Moon. Thank you, Polaris, Amanda, the Wise and Well, Whale and Orca Elders. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Jason H., for tuning in with me today. And thank you to those who are going to watch the replay. Have yourselves a wonderful new moon. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, spiritual biz entrepreneur, shaman, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. I would love for you to join the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. There's free resources, my YouTube, lots of free resources, free audios. If you're not a big reader, you can listen. Check that out, the Dragon Dreams books. You can find all my merchandise and books and memberships, GinaVirginiaCasella.com. Again, I would love for you to join the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. And I would absolutely adore if you joined one of my memberships. Dream Alchemist, that's the membership. That includes all the memberships. 2026 prices are significantly going up. I want to really make sure I'm letting the Dragon Dreamers know things are available to you, including my memberships, because you're enough. Things are available to you. You're the same as everyone else, and you absolutely matter. And my memberships are available to you for a phenomenal rate for the rest of 2025. The rest of August 2025 is free. So please, Dragon Dreamers, there's no push energy here, only pull energy. And I know fully that organic marketing is the best marketing. You know, not everybody's into this kind of stuff, right? There's no sense in having members who are not into this kind of stuff. And so if you're into this kind of stuff, I urge you, you can join the Dragon Dreams Facebook group absolutely free and have access to hanging out with me and other soul tribe. Your soul tribe awaits you. Again, my name is Gina Virginia Casella, spiritual biz entrepreneur, shaman, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. Thank you so much. Have yourself a wonderful new moon. And if I don't see you in the Dragon Dreams free Facebook group, I will see you in the membership. Take care. Bye for now.